show me a sign that the right somebody's out there. Switch the wrong, walk it off my life. I spent too many nights with the wrong somebody. But my girl told me down when them boys mess around. I know I'll be alright.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Jackie. And yes, I am back with another review for you guys. This is Sistas Season 6, Episode 1. This is the premiere episode. And it is entitled Straight No Chaser. Now, I know it's been a minute since I dropped some content, y'all. But I'm actually going to try and drop a review for every episode this season. As y'all know, your girl been busy, so haven't really had a chance to, get on here like I want to. But yeah, this season I'm gonna make a real effort to get on here and do a review for every episode. And I know this is late. We're about to have a new episode tomorrow night, but I want to hurry up and drop this and just give my quick thoughts on it before we get a new episode on tonight. Like always, to my returning viewers, thanks for watching and sticking with me. If you're new, thanks for watching and dropping by to the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And without further ado, y'all, let's get into this mess. Now, first thing we see is Danny in a bar. Well, I don't know if this is the first thing, this is the first thing that I'm going to speak on. Okay. So, you see Danny in this bar. Okay, she drunk off her ass or whatever. I forget what the name of this new place is, so somebody hit me in the comment section and let me know what the name of the place is, so I can get the name right. But the lady, she gets on the phone and she calls Andy. So she's like, Andy answers the phone. She's like, hello, and she tells her who she is, and she's like, okay, how are you doing today, and how can I help you? She's like, well, I'm over here at such and such, wherever they at, and Danny is up here drunk, and she's like, oh really? She was like, yes. She was like, okay, take her keys. He's like, I did. She's like, okay, well, I'll be on my way or whatever. She's like, okay. So she proceeds to get off the phone and she calls, I believe she called Karen first. And she was like, Danny over there at the bar drunk. And she was like, okay, well, dang, I was going to head to the salon, but I'll stop by over there. And, she gets off the phone with her and she calls Sabrina. And Sabrina was like, oh, hell, again, she's drunk again. So they end up, going over there to the bar or whatever like that. And Danny is just, she's in rare form. She's drunk off her ass. And let me go back a little bit because I think I'm skipping the scene where she talks to Preston. And, she's asking him like, I guess she sees him there with Mindy. And she's asking him like, when you was with her, no, when you called me the other day, were you with her or something like that? And he was like, Danny, you know how they do their little back and forth. And I'm like, okay, they're getting on my nerves. So we see the girls show up there later on and she's still up there getting drunk. And they just like, come on, like trying to get her up out of there, of course. And Danny's like, no, I need me a drink and what, bam. And she's yelling at the bartender like, I'm waiting for you to give me what you owe me and all this stuff like that. And she's tapping that glass. I'm like, girl. And so, they all come in there and they apologize to her and stuff like that. And I feel like I heard some other people say that the only person up there that owed her an apology was Andy's ass. Because I'm like, and I understand what some other people were saying, like, how they feel about Danny, like trying to call them out on their stuff just because they coming for her. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, like Andy, like really don't need to be like. I feel like, especially when you really in some mess, like you really just literally um are dealing with a person that has almost killed you, that you need to sit that one out. You need to just sit on the side and eat your food and not say shit. She should just let Karen and Serena carry that conversation when they first had that conversation last season with Danny when she walked out. She should just let them talk. Annie was doing a lot of talking and a lot of running her mouth, and she should have just sat around somewhere and ate her damn food and been the fuck quiet. I said what I said. She should have shut the hell up. Period. Now, I don't think Karen and Serena owe Danny no type of apology because what they said to her was right, and they ain't got all that shit going on. So, baby, yeah, Anthony needed to sit her ass down and shut the fuck up. And then her ass should have been apologizing. Um, but at the same time, though, what Andy was saying was right. Um, what Andy and Alden was saying was right. Even though, like I said, Andy shouldn't have been saying shit. I can't say that what she was saying was wrong. So, Danny needed to be somebody to say something to her, just like she always saying something to somebody. Stop letting these strays in your house. Period. And you know what I'm saying? And she's sitting up there. They eventually end up, stopping her from drinking and stuff like that. And then they getting up and getting ready to go. And then Andy ass, goof ass, don't turn around. Oh, it's that Preston. Why would you do that? Knowing that you trying to get her up out of here, why would you bring up Preston? Like, Andy she be having some of the slowest moments. Like, I be like, girl, is you okay? Like, for real, is you okay? And so they get ready to go out. So then Daddy decides that she go take her ass over there and talk to Preston again. So she gets her ass up, and y'all, the way she was walking over there to them people, I said, Danny, why you walking over there like that to people? Daddy is hilarious. Oh my God, Mignon. Listen. I was like, what is she doing? So she walk over there, she sit her drunk ass down, and she started talking to them, and she like, Preston, like, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, he don't say, let me just say this, Mindy ass, the elevator don't go up too high with her. She's what you call that? She don't seem like she all the way there. I don't think, because listening to Daddy and Precious back and forth, I'm sitting here like, especially when Danny told her that the ring she had on her finger looked like the one that Preston proposed to her with. That straight told her that's the ring that he proposed to meet with. And she just looked at him briefly, was like, Preston, like, almost like she was gonna say, what is she talking about? But then she like kept on saying some shit about, oh, I just want him to be sure. I'm like, sure of what, ma'am? You know who this woman is that's sitting in front of you. You know that he proposed to her, and because she said no, he went ahead and said he was gonna marry you, and you okay with that? Ma'am, are you okay? Because I don't think that you are, because and then he had the audacity to sit up there and say what he tell her, because he was trying to get Danny to go or whatever, and he was like, because she said, you know, so are you sure about this? And he gonna say, I don't know. I never been in love like this before. And we know that he was referring to Danny. And Minnie said some shit talking about I just want him to be sure this before we get married. And Danny was like, sorry. Who do you think he's talking about? And I'm looking at her the same way because it was clear as day. He was talking about Danny. And I'm like, is she okay? I just started looking around like, is she for real? Minnie ain't too bright. She ain't too bright. I mean, I was just like, and then when he sat up there and said, I'm gonna take her back to the hotel, and then I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna talk to you. Excuse me. And when Danny said, "Oh, that's you okay with that?" and she was like, "Oh yes, I need this to be clear for him to be sure." And she said, "Oh yeah, that's some white shit," and she was dead ass. And that's true because ain't nowhere in the world you gonna ever tell me that you finna drop me off at no damn hotel so you can go and talk to your ex that you just said that you was in love with in front of me. I'd have got up from that table so damn quick and went about my business, took that ring off, laid it on that table, and went about my business. Because ain't nowhere in the world you gonna sit up here in my face and say that you in love with this woman and then tell me you're gonna drop me off at the hotel. I mean, the whole time I was looking at her like,
oh, you sound like you slow.
Because ain't no way. There's no way. Yeah, you a little slow. You a little slow, ma'am. Because ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna be sitting up there going through with none of this. At all. But anyway, off of that, the girls end up coming over there and getting her up out of there or whatever. So let me skip over and talk about more recent Calvin for a minute. So jumping from, the end of last season when, Maurice and Q, was struggling over this gun and Q ended up getting shot. Bad acting aside, Q falls down talking about like fighting for his life and stuff, talking about something, you shot me. Okay, and we supposed to feel something because you got shot. Good. Okay, and I hope this is the last that we see of him. Okay, call it what you want. I hope this is the last we see of Q, because I was so tired of him coming across my screen. I don't want to see him in no hospital bed. I don't want to see him hooked up to none of that. No ventilators, none of that. I don't even want. I bet not nobody go visit this man in the hospital. If I see the next episode a scene and Calvin or anybody is going up there to visit this man in the hospital, I swear to God, I don't want to see none of that. Okay, just let him be laid to rest. Let him, or whatever he's gonna do. Let this be the last time we see Q on my screen or anybody else's screen. Calvin sitting there going back and forth with him, talking about something. We can't leave him here. You know what I'm saying, like that. We got to call the ambulance. And Maurice like, no, we don't. We ain't got to call nothing. I'm like, I know that's right. She's like, how you gonna leave him dead? Like, what are they gonna think? He was like, it was self-defense. He tried to shoot me. You know what I'm saying? And Calvin just up there acting like Maurice did something wrong for defending himself. And I'm like, Calvin, why is you talking to Maurice like he did something? And he was just getting on my nerves. So when the police finally get there, the police pissed me off too, because he gonna sit there, he gonna ask them what happened, and then he gonna turn around and say, well, we saw the video of it. So Maurice, just like me, was like, so if you seen the video, then why you sitting up here asking us what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what happened. Oh, we just want to make sure that what you said matches up with what's on the video. And I'm looking at this officer I'm like, I know Tyler wrote this because this is just dumb as hell. And I said, what difference does it make if you seen the video and you seen that it was self-defense? Now, if you seen the video and seen that it was something criminal was done here, you would have already had them in handcuffs. So what is this that we doing, Mr. Officer? Because you look dumb as hell right now. You look about dumb as Mindy was looking at that damn table. Really? Sir. And I just like this, that whole part right there just didn't make no damn sense to me. I said, yeah, I'm glad they're getting some new writers because this is ridiculous. So they eventually end up leaving. Calvin ended up getting him up out of there because Maurice is about to get into it with the police. So they end up getting to the house and they end up getting into it again about Q, and he like, man, Maurice like, man, the police said they saw the video, they know we didn't do nothing wrong and all this stuff. And you know he eventually ended up walking into his room talking about he ain't got no bed and all that stuff. um then I'm gonna jump on this little scene with Zach and Fatima, like irrelevant stuff out the way with them, in the bed or whatever, like they're talking um talking about let's jump to this whole conversation with Zach asking her about her body count. And I just looked at him like, why you want to know her body count? It ain't none of your damn business how many people she messed with before she messed with you. It's none of your damn business. And I'm like, you engaged to her now. I was like, that sounds like a question that you should have been asked her before you put that ring on her finger. That shows how much you don't know this woman. And you sitting there trying to act like you in love with her. That's what that sounds like. That shows how much you don't know this woman. Now that you asking all these questions that you should have asked a long time ago, Negro by. And then she ends up telling him. And I was like, I would have told his ass shit. And then he didn't even tell her how many people he been with, because he probably don't know. I say, don't tell her how many people you been with. And then he just up there and admitted that he don't use condoms. Because he's pull out gang strong and talking about, oh, you had me tested and stuff like that. I said, she need to have you tested some more. I was like, and she should have had you tested before she slept with your ass with her goof ass. And I definitely would have had him tested after Cameron let me know that he gave her STDs and stuff. Oh yeah, you get tested. The fuck? I do. Talking about you had me tested, like she should have had your ass tested. Cause you a hoe out in these streets. The fuck? Now me, I just wouldn't have been with your ass, but hey, she decided she won't stick beside you. So yeah, I guess she's smart for getting your ass tested. But anyway, he gonna turn over and act like he wanna do something. She was like, oh, you wanna have sex? Like we just got done talking about your baby mama. She was like, yeah, nah. She's like, yeah, I ain't think so. I rolled over. So later on, we get this scene about him talking about his son, asking about some Heather ain't treating him right and all this stuff like that. I don't want to repeat of my mom and all this. I'm like, and I'm just looking at him like, and I hate when niggas do this. Dude, this as soon as you find out this child was yours, you made no effort to try to go and meet your son or see about him or anything else like that. And now all of a sudden that you got to give up, that you didn't agree to give this woman this money. Now all of a sudden you want to go over there and be concerned about your child. Now you want to be formally introduced. You weren't trying to be formally introduced when you was over there denying the child. You didn't even want him. You didn't even want him to be yours. You knew for a fact he wasn't yours, remember? Never wanted him to be yours. And if Fatima went over here and snuck a DNA test, now you find out he is yours. And now all of a sudden, out the blue, now all of a sudden you want to be a father? Miss me with this bullshit. If I was Heather, you didn't see nothing. You weren't trying to see him. You weren't even trying to claim him or anything else like that. Don't be coming up with your act like you father of the fucking year now. Hell no. Go take your ass to work on some more. Continue to pay your little child support and be over there with your little fiance. That's what the fuck you do. And of course, Fatima goofy ass go sit there and co-sign him. Don't co-sign that mess. As his woman, I'd have been like, look, you wasn't even trying to see about this child ever since you found out the child was yours. What fuck is you talking about? Now all of a sudden you concerned? Bye. Like, that whole conversation just killed me. Like, dude, I hate when niggas do that. They don't even be interested in trying to get no custody or nothing until they got to come out their pockets. Now all of a sudden, oh, I want custody. I want to see how he doing. For what? For what? You want to try and do it before? Bye. All that is so you can try to reduce whatever child support you paying. That's all that is. Now, last and certainly not least, let's get into this whole situation with Aaron and Karen. So, earlier before she went over there to the bar, to see about Danny, she had talked to Aaron, and he was like, "Let me come over," and she was like, "Okay," whatever like that. And they agreed to meet up at her house later on. She said she's gonna go by the salon and then she'll be over there. He said, "Okay." So she called Pam and was like, "Did you check trying to get to find out if she turned off the curlers like she always do, and saying that she didn't send her no video." And Pam answered the phone while she having sex. I'm like, really, girl? I was like, I wouldn't even answer the phone. I would finish doing what I was doing, and I would call her back. That's just me. I'm not doing that. And she was like, "Girl, okay, just send me the video, whatever, like that." She was like, "Okay." And she ended up hanging up. And then that's when she got the call from Andy, and they went and did all that. So after, she left the bar, she went and met up with Aaron and ended up having a conversation with him. And basically she was asking him who this woman was that showed up at her salon. And he was like, he started to see her or whatever like that, but it wasn't nothing serious. And she ended up falling in love with him. And I guess she's stalking him now. I said, Tyler would have to throw this mess up in here just to try to throw something, taint his character whatsoever, just to make these, team of fans feel good about the trash ass individual that they're rooting for. But it is what it is. So we gonna see what Tyler going with this. So apparently, this woman has, fallen for him, but I want to know why she keep calling this man John. I really want to know why she calling John, because then he was like, when she was yelling at him, "Stop calling me John," and stuff like that. And I'm like, so was something else wrong with her? Or did he actually tell her his name was John? So, she was like, "So is she crazy like your wife or something like that?" She was like, "No, she's not like that." She was like, "Okay," because I guess on one hand, Carrie can't really be mad because y'all wasn't together. And you made it clear that you wasn't ready to be in a relationship. So you can't really be mad at him for seeking attention elsewhere. Although I do think that he should have been honest with her about what he was doing, because she was honest with him about her feelings, about everything that was going on with her, how she felt about Zach and all this stuff like that. He should have been honest about that. Just like she was. But, it is what it is. Now she's saying, I'm going to talk about this when I get ready, and he's like, "So can I come in?" She was like, "No, we'll talk about it when I'm ready to talk about it." And he was like, "Okay," and he ended up, walking off and leaving. So we get this scene where she is on her way to the salon. I guess she was on her way to the salon. She calls, Pam calls her back from earlier, and she sends her the video. And she said the curlers are still on. She was like, "Oh, I thought that meant it was something." What did she say? She said she thought it meant something else, but she didn't think that they were still on. And she was like, "Don't worry about it." And she ended up, going over to the salon. So she get there, and you can see the smoke before she even go in there. And she goes in there, and first the fire is like right in front of the salon chairs or whatever. She goes and she gets the fire extinguisher, and this motherfucker don't work. The damn fire extinguisher don't work. So she ended up passing out, from smoke inhalation and stuff like that. And then it cut to the scene. And I'm like, So this how we starting off the season with Karen passing out, and don't nobody know what's going on with her. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I think I covered everything. If I didn't, if I missed something, please hit me up in the comment section and let me know. I'll discuss it with y'all. Y'all already know. Like always, please comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And I will see you guys next week for episode 2. See you when I see you.